You are now listening to It's the Social Media by the Plus Money.
Action. Yes. Welcome back, guys. It is your girl, the Plush Mommy. I'm Plush and I'm a mommy. That's why I have that name. And I'm here for another episode of It's Just Social Media, a podcast for those of you who don't know how to social media, but you still want to do it. So I'm here to help. We're back for another episode for the YouTube series that I have started for the month of January. We're going over all of the different tips and tricks that we need for YouTube. I feel like there's something on my lip here. Is there something on my lip? Never mind. So if you have been watching the series on my YouTube channel or have been listening to the series on my podcast, thank you so much for coming back. I'm really thankful for your support. I really hope that these tips and tricks do help you at some point in the near future, if not right now. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am the Plush Mommy. I am a social media marketer with and owner of Brooklyn Social, and I also am a content creator and blogger for plus size women and moms. Let's get started. So for this week, we're going to go over the equipment, okay? Now, with YouTube, a lot of times people feel like they need to go and get the $500,000 camera. They need to go and get, all of the equipment, the microphones and the lights and all of these other things. In the last video, you're going to see that I have like a 3 lighting system right now. I have 3 lights on me as I'm recording. 2 of them are called shadow box lights. I got them off of Amazon. I'm going to put the link in the description box for both the podcasts as well as on this channel so that you guys are able to follow and see along. Amazon actually has a really great podcast and YouTube starter kit segment on their page where you can get all of your equipment right there. Amazon Prime is basically like my best friend in my mind, okay? Because Amazon Prime is everything. It has everything you'd ever need for anything. Other thing I also got, it's an essential, especially for you beauty bloggers, is a ring light. This was a little bit pricier and I got it for about $100. I did get it as an investment from a friend, but it is absolutely worth the money. Make sure you get my brand of ring light is called the Neewer ring light, but they also have like the Diva ring light and some other ones. And I got the largest size that they had available. The bigger the light, the better the look for it. And also just because of the type of videos that I was recording at the time was essential for my lighting. If you're in a low light area, especially if you're filming like let's say in your apartment, you definitely want to take advantage of whatever light that does come into your apartment. Try to make sure you film like during the day with, facing the window. Again, for my beauty bloggers, you're going to probably want to film in a room that is right up in front of the window and then use that light. Sometimes you might run into issues of weather where it's just going to be a low light day altogether, and then you're going to have to rely on the lights that you have available. Let's say you don't have any of these things. The other lights that you have available is the flashlight on your camera. I actually, for my first, I might even put like a clip of my old plush bridal videos there, because I used to put I used to use my flashlight. I straight up MacGyvered like this whole situation. I took my phone, recorded on my phone, and I would take the phone flashlight to be on while I was recording, and I would put it on my face as close to me as possible, but still zoom it out so that it wouldn't like be too tight. And I would use that as a light, and then I would just use the ambient lighting of my apartment and see what I could get with that. But it worked because people did watch the video. With the lighting equipment that you're using, whatever you have available is what you have. You're trying to make money off this thing, and it's going to take maybe 5 years or maybe a year, depending on your content. So it's really just a matter of patience. But what I will say is, if you do have the equipment, I wouldn't say to wait until you get it, but as you go, get the equipment. I started this channel before I even had my 2 shadow box lights. And for those of you who do know, I am on a podcast called Abnormal Mind. I do guest hosting there often. And so I called my podcast friends. I said, what equipment do you use? And he was just like, well, get the Behringer podcast starter kit. It's $100. No problem. And I was like, all right, cool. Back then, when I started this podcast, I was working regularly, so I was able to invest $100 into this. I still haven't gotten the hang of the whole editing thing, and that's going to take time. Adobe in general, Photoshop, Premiere, Audition, they're all very complicated programs to use. They take up a lot of space on your computer. So I would definitely implore you to just use what you have and see what you can go from there. Anchor is what I use for this podcast, and Anchor actually gives you the opportunity to edit on their podcast as well. You can do your music, you can do everything on that podcast. You can record your podcast from your phone. If you have a smartphone, you could do anything you want. Everything can be done off your smartphone. As long as you don't have a flip phone, get to work. There is no excuse as to why you are not out here putting your content out for the people. I stand by that statement. I'm actually filming on my iPhone. I have the iPhone 11 with the 3 cameras. I used to use this camera. This camera, for those of you who are watching, is a Canon EOS T5 Rebel. I loved this camera when I got it. I still love this camera for photos, especially because I like to take pictures and it is a side hobby of mine. And this camera is great, but it isn't the best for recording video if you don't have the right memory card. The memory card that I use for my recording is this SanDisk 128 gigabyte memory card. It has a 90 megabyte per second thing at the top. And I went on YouTube and found out that that number at the top is what dictates your camera recording at the 1080p 720 resolution. So I realized that I needed to get a ultra something mega card, or a memory card with a 95 megabits per second, something whatever. You can get the memory cards from Best Buy, you can get them from Amazon. I am still researching what type of camera is best to use for YouTube videos. To be honest with you, this Canon is good. You can use that. But I noticed that a lot of vloggers use a small handheld camera that looks like a digital camera. I believe it's still a DSLR if I'm not mistaken, but it's still a good camera. I'm team Canon. A lot of people are team Nikon. It's up to you what you think is best, but you will do your research. Obviously, YouTube is a really good place for that because there's a lot of YouTubers out there that actually have whole channels dedicated to other people's YouTube channels. So you would actually need to spend some time looking at the type of equipment that you want to use. For my computer, I do use a MacBook for my editing. I definitely would implore you to do the research on what computer to use. You want to make sure you get something with a lot of storage space, but before you do anything when it comes to storage space, get a hard drive. External hard drives are essential, especially with you doing anything with video and audio. You want to have an external hard drive to back up all of your things, all your photos, all your videos, all your audio for your podcast. All of that needs to be on this external hard drive. I got this particular hard drive from Amazon again, the links will, everything will be down below. This is a Seagate expansion hard drive. It is a 4 terabyte hard drive. And I bought this 4 terabytes because I understood that I was going to be doing YouTube. You will run through a lot of storage space when it comes to video and video editing. You will definitely want to make sure you free up the space on your computer by using an external hard drive. Because especially if you don't have a brand new MacBook and you don't have a good computer, you want to make sure that you have something that can store your content. Because if you don't, you're going to run into a very sticky situation of not having a place for your content, okay? So make sure you have storage. I definitely cannot live without this hard drive. I lost the cord for my hard drive, and when I did my first video, I could only put out clips that I was recording on my phone because I didn't have the storage space. The computer was just like, I'm done with you. And it deleted everything. I was mortified. I was absolutely mortified because I'm like, come on, man. Like, I'm trying to do the best I can here. You don't need 17 hard drives. Just have one until it fills up and then you go on to the next one. You want to keep all your content because you never know when you need to go back or recall back to that content. But again, less is more. You use what you have. Now, as for editing, I am an Adobe person as of now. I am still learning. If you have an MacBook, iMovie is already built into your computer. Use iMovie, it's perfectly fine. iMovie even has a lot of little templates for you. It actually makes things a lot easier when it comes to editing. And I was totally spoiled when I was editing my videos before with iMovie. Now, my process with editing takes about 8 hours. Bruh. It is only 8 hours because I am very new to editing. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it, so whatever. I definitely suggest going through the tutorials. Don't be like me and try to do it yourself just because you use iMovie. Go ahead and use the tutorials that they give you and actually sit down and take the time. You have to make the time. Set a schedule for recordings. Like today is my recording day. I'm going to record multiple videos today with multiple outfits, and that way I can have all of the content ready, because like I said before, we have to batch our content. I also make sure that I have a separate day for editing. I always make sure I start early in the morning for both recording and also for editing. Let's say you have Tuesdays or Saturdays or Sundays. Whatever that free day is, put that time aside and record. Have the topics and have your notes ready so that you can get your stuff done and put it out there. Your recording could take maybe up to 2 hours or 3. It depends on what you're doing. If it's a makeup video, if it's a get ready with me video, if it's a mommy and me video, if it's a vlog, if it's whatever it is, that's on you and how you choose to do it. But just make sure that you're putting the content on there, on your hard drive, having it ready so that you can put it out to the world. So then you spend the day putting all of the footage that you just recorded onto your editing software. There are other editing softwares available. Final Cut Pro, that's another popular one that a lot of YouTubers use. Now Adobe Premiere is I believe around the same price as Final Cut Pro, if not less, about $100, $200. You're gonna realize very early on that you're gonna have to start saving up a lot of your money. Now, your sound is going to be, of course, whatever microphone you use. Like I said again, I already have a microphone set up for my podcast, so I already am using the Behringer Podcast Starter Kit. It comes with a mixer, it comes with a microphone, and it comes with these headphones, which I chose not to wear today for the purposes of my hairstyle. So it all comes with that. Behringer's, as you see here. That's it. That's all I use for the sound. I use Adobe Audition to edit my sound. The regular sound on this YouTube video, you're not hearing a sharp inhale, right? But for whatever reason, when I move it over to multi-track, then it hollows out my sound, and everything I do, sound, say, inhale, deep breath, everything you are hearing straight out the gate. It's absolutely infuriating, and I have yet to learn how to edit this down to de-esser and normalize and all those things. But as time goes on, I will get better. Everything with this stuff is going to take practice. You're not a video editor. You're not a film producer. You're not any of these things, right? All you are is whatever you're good at, and you want to put it out there for the world. But unfortunately, it does require you to be able to do these things as well on your own until you can hire somebody to do it for you. Message the people that you watch. Ask them questions. Look for their videos, because 90% of the time, you're going to see that they already have videos out there that talk about what they use and how they do it. All of them. Almost every major YouTuber out here has put out a video that tells you what equipment they're using and how they're sharing it. So go ahead and use that to your advantage and see what you can find. And I promise you, it'll be a lot easier for you in the long run. Honestly, the reason video editing takes so long, partly is because I lack focus. I have a daughter, so I have to deal with that. I also have to find the videos that I'm going to do. As for the equipment, currently I don't have a phone clip, ironically. I'm actually using a banana clip from my kitchen to hold my phone, and I'm putting it in a flower thing that one of my good friends, Latrice, made for me. And I put it in there, and I'm making it a stand on top of my ottoman, which is on top of a chair, which is on top of my iron, box that my iron came in. I totally MacGyvered this whole thing, right? Because I had my phone clip broke, so I had nothing to hold my phone up. But you can also get the tripods and phone clips from Amazon again, and get all of those things for you so you can record without any problem. Your ring light does come with a phone clip, so you don't really need to buy that. So if you buy the ring light, it does come with the phone clip that is detachable, and you can attach that phone clip to a tripod. So you do have that luxury if you choose to. Aside from that, I don't really use any other equipment, to be quite frank with you. That's pretty much it. All the music that you hear on my podcast and all the music that you hear in my videos is from YouTube's royalty-free music. It is essential that you only use royalty-free music because you don't want to be demonetized or be hit with copyright infringement if you choose to use the music from someone else. If you have a musician friend who is willing to give you their music for free, great. That's awesome, because now you have original content on your video. And again, like I said, authenticity is always going to sell. Sound effects is something I also find off of YouTube and also on Google. I Google everything. I mean, just give it a chance, guys. Google saves lives. How I get the videos on my program. Once the video is edited, I do save it onto my hard drive, and then from my hard drive, I upload it to YouTube. I also use a thing called WeTransfer. It's an amazing app that I use to transfer videos from my computer to my phone, because you're not going to be able to download the video off of your YouTube channel onto your phone directly. You have to actually upload it to your phone. So because I have an Instagram, I do make sure to WeTransfer videos from my hard drive over to my phone. You're also going to have a lot of time with that. After I'm done editing, saving the video process is about 30 minutes, because usually the videos take up a good couple gigabytes, and so it takes about 30 minutes just to save it to the hard drive. Then it takes a whole bunch of hours to upload to YouTube sometimes. Depending on the video and the size of the video, you're gonna find that. The other thing that I'm eventually will be getting is like the backdrop setup, where you can do different colors and papers and stuff like that. That's only because I am a lifestyle beauty mom, vlogger and fashion vlogger, right? So as for my thumbnails, I do use a program called Canva. Canva quite literally makes you the graphic designer you never thought you were. It gives you all the templates available. Every thumbnail that you see on this YouTube channel and my cover photos for you guys is all created by Canva. You can put in YouTube thumbnail, and it quite literally gives you the specs right there waiting for you, and then you pull up the thumbnail that works best for you, and then you just put the picture that you want to use with the fonts that you want to use, and then you create your thumbnail all right there for you. I create my thumbnails in less than a few minutes. How the thumbnails are created is I do take a selfie. I take a nice brightly lit perfect selfie on set with me in the outfit of the channel, so that you see exactly what's going to be done, and I show you everything, my logo, my face. Some people screen grab from their video while to get the picture. I don't think that's the best quality picture. I actually just go in portrait mode on my iPhone and take a photo. I do that because I think it would be a crisper photo, and again, like I said in the first video, people need to see your face from the thumbnail. Remember, your thumbnails are very small, and people are consuming videos on mobile devices. So they need to be able to get exactly what that video is straight off that picture, and it needs to be engaging and enticing. My first video doesn't have a lot of views because it's just me smiling. But my second video, I'm all in your face with a super animated face like this, and I do super big face and big expressions, because that actually got me more views, ironically enough. So that's something that you want to be mindful of when you're using YouTube and putting the thumbnails together on Canva. There is also something a lot of YouTubers use called PicMonkey. I was a huge PicMonkey fan for a very long time. PicMonkey is what I use for my podcast cover art, and it is also very similar to Canva. It creates the artwork, and you put the words there, whatever, and you have cool, super cute fonts. But I moved on to Canva because I also use Canva to create content for Brooklyn Social, The Plush Mommy, and The Plush Bride. I have 3 different platforms that I use. Obviously, graphic designers are going to be like, whatever, Canva's not that great. I get it, graphic designers, you guys are super fancy. Obviously, if you are a little bit more well-versed in editing, go ahead and use Adobe Photoshop. If you don't care about your mental health, that's fine. I have tried Adobe Photoshop. It is so hard. But again, tutorials are everywhere, so it isn't hard to learn. But again, you're going to have to start working at learning these things. Investing time and money into this is going to be a thing. This free content that you're getting ain't so free. Everything I just gave you is all costing money, okay? And everything that you're doing is going to cost money. And honestly, it costs money to make money. People always say, well, I don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money to do it. And you don't. People go viral off of a cell phone video that they recorded in their backyard, right? But at the same time, if that's what you're trying to do, fine. And you can start with what you have. But over time, investing the money you make into this is going to be necessary if you want to grow your channel and grow your views and your following. That is across the board on all social media. If you don't believe in your YouTube channel, nobody else is going to believe in it for you. If they don't see you making it work with what you have, no one else is going to help you. Make it work with what you have. Don't just not put content out because you don't like the quality of it. But at no point will there ever be any excuse as to why you can't do this. Don't miss a week. Don't miss a week. Post the video as best as you can. Do the best you can and post what you have. Because if you skip it, if you skip the episode of your podcast, if you skip the episode of your YouTube channel, if you skip the post on your Instagram, people are going to no longer want to come to this page. Because honestly, your consistency is what is going to get you the views. There is always a way to get things done the way you need to get it done for your channel. But that's about it. Obviously, if I missed anything, please make sure to comment below. I will be happy to hear from you. Let me know what it is you need, what it is you want to know, how I do things. If you want more details on certain things, I'd love to hear from you. I love the feedback I've been getting on the series. You guys are making me feel super great. This has been an awesome, awesome month when it comes to this content because I genuinely didn't think you guys cared, but you do. So I'm going to keep doing it. But of course, don't forget to like and share this podcast, like and share this video, comment, and also subscribe to both my podcast and my YouTube channel. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend about this show. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Bye.